So today we're looking at the last of the Terran Trade Authority Handbook books, Starliners. And out of the four, this is the one that I would look at the least because it's about commercial space travel in 2200. All right. No battles, no lasers being fired, no aliens. All right. And so, yeah. And because it's like fourth on the shelf, if I need a fix of Peter Elson or Chris Voss, I tend to go to the first two books. So I haven't looked at this one for a very long time. So let's go through it. I'm hoping for some really decent Peter Elson artwork to cap off this little mini run I've done on the books. So yeah, I've had this since back then, sorry. This one's a little bit battered for some reason. So let's go through it. Let's take a look one last time of the line drawings. Price has now gone up to £3.95. Okay. And again, just a complete waste of paper there. That's Peter Elson, isn't it? Yeah, I asked for Peter Elson. I've got Peter Elson. That's got to be Peter Elson. I mean, only Peter Elson does these little white dots and little logos and white squares, and he likes his red and orange. If that's not Peter Elson, I'm going to look a bit stupid. Phew. Title page illustration by Peter Elson. All right. Let's get into it then. Lengthy old introduction. The inhabited galaxy. Back when I bought this, you know, I don't care. I don't want star maps. I want spaceships. And bam, Space Cow. The transgalactic space lines. Terra is where they come from. Okay, who's this? Angus Mackay, it looks like. Nope. Trevor Webb. That is truly a space cow. That's an unusual colour for a spaceship. This is from Mars. And this is Trevor Webb again. This might be a Trevor Webb book. You never know. Let's pull back. AC Terminal Beta. I can see why I didn't really look at this very often. It's starships docking and stuff, isn't it? Tony Roberts there. He who likes the brown. That's nifty though. Bit of speed there. That's Chris Moore. I don't know if that's Peter Elson. Let's have a look. That is Peter Elson. Okay. Take that back. That's definitely Peter Elson. Yep. Delta Travel. Registered headquarters, Jupiter Orbital Terminal. See, this is just info about, you know, the Starliners. So I've got a feeling I never read any of this. I just looked at the paintings. That is very smart. At least there's something going on in this one. Chris Moore again. That's got to be Peter. Is that Peter? Yep, that's Peter. He sure has a distinctive star, hasn't he? I wouldn't dare try and paint a spaceship, you know, dark blue with black. Bit of action there. This is good. Chris Moore again. There's a lot of Chris Moore this time. That's ringing a bell. That's a riff on another design. This long arm thing with like a Close Encounters bowl. That's looking like something else. Who is this? Trevor Webb. Yeah, that's very familiar. Ooh, double pager. It doesn't say who that... Oh, Chris Moore. I'm guessing this was the front of the book and that's the back of the book. That's very unusual, isn't it? Tony Roberts, yeah. He does like his orange and his reds and his browns. That's really nice illustration. So I got caught up by it. Let's pull back. Peter again. And again, I wouldn't dare do any of this. That's really smart. This is Monksfield Spaceways from Alpha Mensae. David Jackson, not the actor. Can't see Gann painting, something like that. It's unusual to have actual humans. This is Fred Gambino. I might have read that just to find out why that guy's fighting that robot. That's rather epic. Chris Moore. I'd completely forgotten the Lobster Man. This is Nick Fox, who I think this is his first appearance in these books. I've forgotten that you got aliens in this. I thought it was all just Starliners. You can pronounce that. That's got to be Peter again. Yep. Love it when he does black spacecraft. That looks like Peter. Yep, that's Peter again. Lovely. That's got to be Peter. Yep. This is almost a Peter Elson book now, isn't it? Trevor Webb. Cool, look at that. That's got to be Tony Roberts. No, I take it back. Fred Gambino, but it's got the Tony Roberts colour scheme. Trevor Webb again. I don't remember all these landscapes. I just remember it just being starships. Chris Moore. What a beautiful green with that orange. Lovely. Peter. It's got to be. Yep. Wild Way Tours. This is Fred Gambino. This is very Aliens dropship, the front of that, don't you think? Yes. Caw. That's all I can say. Chris Moore. Quarter Chris Moore is what I say. That's beautiful. Like I've said before, when looking through these books, why can't they do prints of these? Peter Elson, unusual one from Peter Elson, not to have a spacecraft. Peter again. We haven't had much in the way of the line drawings this time, and I'm grateful for that. I'd rather have an extra coloured illustration. Peter again. It's curious sometimes where everything is like a starscape with a small spacecraft in it. Jeffrey Ridge. Again, I think he's a newbie to the books. That's really smart though. There's proper 20th century tractor there. But look at that. That's lovely. Peter again. I think we're near the end. Wasn't that an album cover? That might have been an album cover. Or reused as an album cover. That's got to be Peter. Yeah. Oh, of course, that's the one from the front, isn't it? Chris Moore. He's got a very similar style to Peter Elson, hasn't he? Chris Moore. Don't know about that. Chris Moore again. We're almost at the end. Peter Elson again. Peter Elson again. I don't remember there being this much Peter Elson in it. Well, I don't know who that is. That's his name. You can make your mind up how that's pronounced. Again, another newcomer. What's this got to do with Spaceliners? I think this is the end. That's it. That's the end. And we end like so. So there we go. That's all 4 Terran Trade Authority handbooks. Yeah, I mean, these were massively influential back at the turn of the decade as the 70s went into the 80s. And, I was just looking anywhere for science fiction hardware, and this came along at completely the right time. Thanks to the people who have commented on my other videos saying about how, they did re-release limited edition of the books, and you can get downloadable things, and there's a Terran Trade Authority Facebook group, and someone in the States do 3D prints of some of the classic craft from the books, which I would love, but they're all like yay big. I want one as big as this book, maybe one day. So I hope you've enjoyed the 4 videos. It's a shame we've come to the end. Somebody should resurrect the old Terran Trade Authority and produce new books with new artwork from new artists, but all done in this same style. That's it. That's me done then. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time.